Welcome to the JP8 Report. This is James Pierce with the JP8 Report, episode 345. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great day here in Central Texas. Very windy. It'll be good. It is March. Go fly a kite, all right? Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the JP8 Report. Got a lot of stuff to go over today. Getting better at my computer. Look, if you know me, you know I'm not the best in the world with computers. I'm better than average bear, but some of the stuff I just can't figure it out. And I got the 1 point on my computer, which really kind of disturbs me. But I'm trying to learn how to do what do you call print screen, or where I can snip it like a screenshot on a telephone. And I finally got, because I've been trying for about an hour to do a screenshot of the Truth Social from the president. When I got it, so I'll show you on a few. And I'm sure most of y'all have seen it already, but hey, I did it. All right. Thanks for tuning in today. It's Friday. It's a very important day here in the state of Texas because it's Alamo Day. 190 years ago today, before sunrise, the Alamo fell to General Santa Anna. But about a month and a half later, we won. All right. But thank y'all very much for tuning in. If you're watching this and you're not already a follower of the JP8 report, please click that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it allows you to be able to watch this. You'll get a notification of like, hey, James is going live, or the JP8 report is live. And then you click that like button, give us a like. That's always really cool to do. And then chat. I got a buddy in here. His name is Rob, retired Rob 53. He'll chat back to you. He doesn't bite. It's really cool. Just have fun. And I acknowledge you if I see y'all in there, because I got 3 screens I have to monitor. So if I'm talking and I'm looking this way, and if you chat, like Rob's got some American flags, Texas flags, and a dancing banana, because both of us, we like to watch Chad Prather. But he put that all in there today, which is cool. But yeah, so give us a chance. Have some fun. It's Friday. Let's prepare to have a great time this weekend, right? All right. So America 250. I'm going to just read a portion of a letter from George Washington and John Hancock, because it deals with the part of the operations ongoing in Boston, because we're in the middle of the liberation of Boston during the American Revolution. On the 26th, I had the honor of addressing you and to mention that we were making preparations for taking possession of Dorchester Heights. I now beg leave to inform you that the Council of General Officers have determined a previous bombardment and cannonade expedient and proper in order to harass the enemy and divert their attention from that quarter. On Saturday, Sunday, and Monday nights, we carried them on for our post at Cobble Hill, Leechmere's Point, and Lamb's Dam. Whether they did the enemy any considerable injury, I have not yet heard, but have the pleasure to acquaint you that they greatly facilitated our schemes, and wouldn't have attended with success equal to our most sanguine expectations had it not been for the unlucky bursting of two 13 and three 10-inch mortars, among which the brass one taken in Ordnance Brig. To that cause we attribute this misfortune. I know not whether to any defect in them or to the inexperience of the bombardiers, but to return on Monday evening, as soon as our firing commenced, a considerable detachment of our men under the command of Brigadier General Thomas crossed the neck and took possession of the two hills with the least interruption or annoyance from the enemy, and by their great activity and industry before the morning advanced the work so far as to be secure against their shot. They are now going with such expedition that in a little hope they will be complete and enable our troops stationed there to make a vigorous and obstinate stand during the whole cannonade, which is incessant. The last 2 nights we were fortunate enough to lose but 2 men, one a lieutenant by a cannonball taken off his thigh, and the other a private by the explosion of a shell, which also slightly wounded 4 or 5 more. Our taking possession of Dorchester Heights is only preparatory as to taking post on Nuke Hill and the points opposite and south end of Boston. It is absolutely necessary that they should be previously fortified in order to cover and command them. As soon as the works on the former are finished and complete, measures will be immediately adopted for securing the latter and making them as strong and defensible as we can. Their contiguity to the enemy will make them of such importance and of great service to us. All right. Now, that's only the first part of it. I'm going to do a whole lot more on Monday on this one because this is going through the entire battle. All right. Give me an American flag on that one because, here we go, right? Liberation of Boston is at hand. All right. Now for the sad part. Texas 190. All right. On March 6, 1836, Mexican forces led by General Santa Anna breached the Alamo mission in San Antonio, Texas, killing nearly all the roughly 200 Texas defenders after a 13-day siege. This pivotal, bloody battle during the Texas Revolution resulted in the deaths of figures like Davy Crockett, James Bowie, and William Barrett Travis, and Lieutenant Dickinson also, all right, or Captain Dickinson. It was an early morning assault. It only lasted an hour and a half. Everyone was killed except for William Barrett Travis's slave, Joe. He was on the north wall, and he was the only one that survived on the north wall. And Susanna Dickinson and her children, and a group of Tejano women and their children. That was all that survived, and it was over. And General Santa Anna ordered all captured Texans killed, and they burned their bodies. All right. So when you go to the Alamo and you see William Barrett Travis was here, Jim Bowie was here, Davy Crockett was here. It's conjecture to a point because nobody knows exactly where they were, except for what Joe said if he wrote memoirs or anything after he left there. But 190 years ago, we're 10 years away from the bicentennial of the Texas Revolution. It'll be 2036, right? As we are celebrating our semi-quincentennial right now. And Rob is reporting on the live chat right now that Saudi Arabia intercepted and destroyed a cruise missile. Well, that's good. I hope they destroyed the intercepted missile. I mean, a little bit of conjecture there, man. I'm sorry, but um, I saw a picture of Aft in laying over a barbed wire fence. Wow. Um, Thanks a lot, guys, for chiming in like that. Let's keep it going, right? What do y'all think about the about that Boston letter? That was something else. Um, I'm just going to get even deeper and stuff because they're talking about the artillery stuff from Dorchester Heights. We're gonna have to get. I mean, I know Rob knows her, but Lynette, she's a reporter for down here in Copper's Cove for the Leader Press. She's from Boston, and she's a journalist. And uh, I'm gonna have to pick her brain and see how much she knows of Boston. If she wants to sit down with us and talk a few minutes about the history of Boston and what she knows about the siege of Boston, that'd be cool. If you felt like that, put an American flag in the chat. That'd be awesome. All right. So what else we got here? Dalmatian. I'm not going to put their placard up, but the Dalmatian, we got word yesterday that the Dalmatian Texas burgers, they're going to be closed for about a month. Either Stephen or Corey had a medical emergency, and he's going to be out of action for a while. So they decided to close the store for approximately a month or so. So, like I said this morning, I'm probably going to lose weight because my lack of good old smash burgers. Uh, Thanks a lot, Richard. Appreciate that. Bend it in half. I'm sorry. Uh, but yeah, so if you're looking for the Dalmatian, after I talk about them all the time, they're closed right now. All right. Just give them a few weeks, and they'll be back to normal and stuff. All right. A little bit of breaking news to make a bunch of y'all cry. I just saw on New York Post that Meghan Markle lost her contract with Netflix. So her show and all that other stuff with Netflix is gone. Don't be crying, people. Okay. Um, yeah, don't be crying about Meghan Markle. Prince Harry will be okay. All right. Um, Next is the unemployment. Unemployment report came out this morning at 7:30 Central. 92,000 jobs were lost, and but the unemployment rate is still 4.4%. They were saying that the amount of jobs lost was due to the healthcare strike in Los Angeles. Um, but that strike is over with now, so we should see those numbers rebound when the new numbers come out in April. Okay. I don't understand how, if there's a healthcare strike, do they go down and file for unemployment or something like that? But I guess they do, so they don't lose all their pay or something. I don't know. But so the jobs lost were 92,000. A couple of the other previous months were revised downward a little bit. But yeah, so that's the economic report for the day. Okay, next, Texas. Congressman Tony Gonzales out in Uvalde. He last night decided he's going to drop his reelection bid and pull out of the runoff for May 26th. He was going to run against Brandon Herrera. He's a YouTube influencer. I saw a picture of him on Graham Allen this morning. Yeah, I would have voted for him after looking at. He had a picture of him holding that looked like a regular machine gun, but that was cool. Yeah, he would have got my vote. But yeah, Tony Gonzales decided he wanted to call it quits after 3 terms in Congress, and that was after he admitted to having an affair in which his mistress actually killed herself last year. So he's gone. But he said he's going to fulfill the rest of his term of office, which, regardless of what people say, we're between a rock and a hard place because we don't have enough Republicans in the House of Representatives. So we can't slip into the minority because that'll destroy everything the president is working for. So we got to keep the guy around, unfortunately. But his statement was uh, Congressman Tony Gonzales of San Antonio said on Thursday night he will not seek reelection. Gonzales provided the following statement during his decision. At 18, I swore an oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. During my 20 years in the military and 3 terms in Congress, I have fought for that cause and absolutely dedication to the country that I love. From overcoming the border crisis and to taking a stand with my communities after the worst school shooting in Texas history, my philosophy has never changed. Do as much as you can and always fight for the greater good. After deep reflection and with the support of my family, I've decided not to seek re-election while serving out the rest of this Congress with the same commitment I have always made to my district. Through the rest of my term, I will continually fight for my constituents, for whom I am eternally grateful. God has a plan for all of us, Gonzales said. So, Tony Gonzales, he is going to be a former member of Congress come January, and it looks like Brandon Herrera should be the next congressman, hopefully so, and that will be a very good, positive change. Rob said missiles fired at USS Lincoln fell short. Oh my goodness, this is yeah. I kind of figured you meant missiles instead of misses. There, Rob. I appreciate it. Man, I'm getting live and breaking news from all y'all, which is awesome. That's stuff we need. That helps me out, keeps me out from looking on the internet for everything. All right. Next update is let's see, we're in Iran update. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, the president said this morning that he will accept nothing but unconditional surrender from the Iranians. I have the True Social here. Like I said, I learned how to screenshot a little bit better, which is cool. Let's see. Now I got, transition. There will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. After that, in the selection of a great and acceptable leaders, we, as many of our wonderful and very brave allies and partners, we will work tirelessly to bring Iran back from the brink of destruction, making it economically bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Iran will have a great future. Make Iran great again, my God. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. From our great president, Hua. I can't believe I said Hua. That's all right. I'll live. All right. So, that was the Truth Social came out this morning at 6:50 a.m. I mean, yeah, I think it should timestamp for me. So 7:50 a.m. my time. So that was after I. That was after. Man, that doesn't make sense. Okay, whatever. Okay, so the other thing that came out from the Iran update, Iran's launches are down 90%. Trump wants to pick a new leader, which I just talked about on that True Social. 4 people were arrested in London for spying on Jewish people, Jewish community. Iran attacked Azerbaijan's airport, Bahrain, a hotel, and 2 apartment complexes, and continue to attack Qatar. And just like Rob was talking about, they threw rounds at the USS Abraham Lincoln, and they missed, which is good. There was a barrage I saw live on Fox a while ago. Trey Yinks was talking about it, that in Tel Aviv had incoming air defense alarms going off. Didn't hear no explosions, which is good. But at the same time, Hezbollah in southern Lebanon decided they wanted to join in, and they were firing rockets into northern Israel, which is why the Israeli army is pushing deeper into Lebanon at the time as it is. And at the same time, the Lebanese government is warning anyone associated with the Quds Force or with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps will be arrested. So they don't want no part of this from Israel because, Israel's like half Muslim, half Christian. And the Muslims and the Sunni Muslims with Hezbollah are wreaking havoc in that whole half part of the country, and this is their time to vanquish that enemy. All right. Iran said they hit the ship. Press secretary denied it. Okay. That's from Rob. I can mark this point right now. If a missile hit the Abraham Lincoln, I'm telling you, if a missile actually got through the Sea Whiz and SA-2s and hit the Abraham Lincoln, I would pretty sure the coastline in the immediate vicinity of anything around that part of Iran, right, would be a parking lot right now, because every jet would leave that flight deck fully armed and it would be mowed over. So Iran, you can talk this Baghdad Bob all you want. It ain't going to work because we don't believe you, right? And just like Dan Bongino was talking about, if you know about Baghdad Bob at the beginning of the Iraq War, right? There are no U.S. troops in Baghdad. Yeah, sure. Okay. Rob, you probably remember that. Maybe also Richard there too. Don't forget to click that like button if you are watching our podcast right now, and click the follow button if you're not already a follower. And like I said, you join in the chat because we got my buddies Richard and Rob carrying on the conversation in the chat right now, which is good. If we can get a few more people in here, that'd be awesome. We could have some really good fun. Okay, so to continue on with the Iran update, there was a new missile being used in the combat. The Israelis used this thing called Blue Sparrow that was developed in the United States. It's more like it's a short range ICBM type thing. It's a multi-booster missile, and that's how they dropped it in on the Ayatollah Khomeini. He had no idea it was coming. It just blew up, right? It goes like 1,200 miles into the atmosphere, and it comes back down. I don't see how that happens. 20,000 U.S. citizens have been evacuated from the Middle East. And then the Israeli Air Force is continuing with the airstrikes in Beirut and southern Beirut and Tehran. And the U.S. Said that, that'd be Secretary Hegseth said, we are ahead of schedule. Either him or Admiral Cooper said we're ahead of schedule. All right. Did I miss anything on that? I think I got everything on the Iran update itself. All right. So before we continue to move on, let me see here. Nothing yet. All right. So the next thing is Congress yesterday. It's a two-phased. It's a two-phased Congress thing. Day before yesterday, the Senate actually voted 53-47 to deny a war powers bill from going forward. Rand Paul voted with the Democrats, and John Fetterman voted with the Republicans. And then in the House yesterday, the Speaker let a bill go forward. Is a war powers resolution in the House of Representatives. It failed 212 to 219. There was 4 Democrats that voted with Republicans to push it over to the edge because Thomas Massey and some of his motley crew decided they wanted to stick it to our president, even though they're Republicans too. And then 4 Democrats, and I can't remember their names right. I think I got it here. Yep, I do. Uh, so it was Jared Golden, Henry Cuellar, and Greg Landsman actually voted with the Republicans to deny uh, the Democrats and plus those turncoat Republicans the War Powers Act. But the president would have vetoed it anyway. So they can keep trying it all they want. Uh, so success in Congress to protect the president and his military operation. Uh, so basically, what it says in this article right here, the House of Representatives narrowly voted to allow President Donald Trump to continue Operation Epic Fury in Iran on Thursday. The bipartisan resolution by Representative Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna, Khanna the Democrat, Massie's the Republican, um, failed after 4 Democrats joined most Republicans in seeking it 212 to 219. The legislation was aimed at blocking Trump from using the armed forces in joint U.S. Israeli operations in Iran, which would likely force strikes to grind to a halt. The Trump administration, as well as the majority of Republicans in Congress, have insisted that the president has acted within his authority so far and are hopeful he will continue to do so. But Democrats, along with Massey and Warren Davidson, a Republican from Ohio, are largely skeptical. Both Republicans voted in favor of the measure. The Democrats who voted against reining in Trump's powers was Jared Golden, Henry Cuellar, and Greg Landsman. The Ayatollah was not a president. He was a religious leader from a region notorious for radical Islamists, and the United States and Israel turned him into a martyr, Massey said, with the debate on the resolution. If Congress wants war, then the Speaker should hold a vote to declare it. Davidson said Wednesday, the moral hazard posed by government no longer constrained by our Constitution is a grave threat. Other Republican lawmakers said they are concerned that handicapping the operation now would do more harm than good. I think the president is well within his legal authorities to conduct this operation, Mike Lawyer from New York said. He told Fox News Digital. My response to Mr. Massey was that, yes, he's a religious leader, but he made legal decisions within the Islamic Republic of Iran. He was a legal authority. He made those decisions. Yes and no decisions. Not the president of Iran, not the prime minister of Iran. He, the Ayatollah Khomeini, the spiritual leader of Iran, made those decisions on the life and death of Americans and Jewish people and his own citizens within his country. He was a legitimate target, and he died. He didn't die as a martyr. He died as a man, and he paid the price for those illegitimate decisions he was making amongst his countrymen. He's dead, gone, and I have no sympathy for him. And the rest of those IRGC people and the Quds Force people, they can go with them and join them. And I don't think they're going to get 72 virgins either. Let's see. Ryan McKenzie told, he's Republican from Pennsylvania, I'll be voting no against the War Powers Act because once the president has taken that action, that first action, if we pull back, it would actually leave us more vulnerable and less safe by leaving all their capabilities in place, but having to start a conflict like this. U.S. officials have said that their target remains military assets, senior leadership, and nuclear capabilities. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth told reporters this week that the operation will have a finite timeline. And if you didn't know, if you're listening from California or New York, a finite means a limited, okay, a known timeline, known to our government, because you should never project that to the enemy. Because they'll sit back and just wait you out. All right. So it's happening still. All right. We're in day 9. It'll be over with sooner or later. How's everybody doing out there? All right. So I am going to do this. Stand by. All right. All right. Okay. They can freeze your accounts. They can shut off your cars. Lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether. You can own Tether gold, real gold, on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership with physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. That this isn't paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, and gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even with traditional gold markets closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's power. When you support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer, and outside the banking system. No permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. This wallet is yours forever. I use Rumble Wallet. If you look on my JP8 report, you'll see a little circle there called tip. That's my tip jar. You can do tips to me through the Rumble Wallet. You get it on your Apple iTunes or Play Store. You download it. It's easy. They give you the I'm not going to show you my paper. I got it all written down. All your code words. So if you try to access it, they'll give you like a few words to choose from. And you got to verify your existence so you can get into it. But it's really cool. It's really easy to use. So give them a try. It's Rumble Wallet, and it's on here on Rumble. All right. So onward to the next one. We're going to talk about what's going on in the cabinet. Senator Mark Wayne Mullin from Oklahoma is going to be the new Department of Homeland Security after yesterday with Kristi Noem. She was sidelined from DHS because of all the things she's done, which could be forgivable. She lied to the president. So she did this really cool, and I liked it. I did like it. Those commercials she was doing on horseback, talking about immigration and stuff like that, and showed mountains of South Dakota. It was really cool, really. But it cost $220 million. And she told a Republican member of the Senate, Senator Kennedy, that the president approved it. And the president said he did not know about it and that he didn't approve it. And I think that was the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back. And now she got laterally transferred over to another position, but that means that created an opening at the Department of Homeland Security, and the president's nominating Senator Mullin for it. The minority leader of the House chimed in with his 2 cents, and it might as well be a half a cent, because last time I checked, the House of Representatives have no say-so in who is on the member of the president's cabinet. because the advising consent comes from the United States Senate, not the House of Representatives. So I don't know why Hakeem Jeffries' pie hole is open and him talking the way he's talking about it. And then, what's his name? Chucky Schumer, he's like talking a bunch of junk too. They think they're in charge of our government and they're not. Okay, they're a separate entity from the executive branch. You got executive, you got the legislative, you got the judiciary. Sometimes they think the legislative is the executive branch, and it's not. The Congress created a powerful presidency, and that's to their detriment. That's Republican and Democrat did the same thing. But and they need to do things bipartisanship. John Fetterman already said he will be voting for Markwayne Mullin. Um, even Teamsters president, I think it is, he said he has no vote in the subject anyway, but he said anyone else stand up to him and say he'll fight him, he supports him. So he got that respect of a union leader too. So hopefully this stuff can spread. Marco Rubio got a huge majority. I think he got 99-0, I think it was, in his confirmation hearing. And hopefully Senator Mullin will get the same time reception that Senator Rubio or Secretary Rubio got too. All right. So I'm going to read a little bit of this article. What are we doing? We're at 12:36. We're doing good. Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin, President Donald Trump's new pick to lead the embattled Department of Homeland Security, is a supporter of strict immigration enforcement who, in the last year, has proven invaluable in getting key pieces of the president's agenda across the finish line. The first-term senator, who identifies as a Native American, I believe he's a Cherokee, is a self-described bull in a china cabinet, and who was instrumental in the Senate's passage of the Trump-backed One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Laura Rice, a border security immigration expert at the Heritage Foundation, predicted to Fox News that Mullin will have a focused leadership approach as head of the DHS. It won't be about him, it'll be about mission and about carrying out the president's agenda to maintain a secure border, but also mass deportations. Shortly after the news of the appointment broke, Mullin called it a big surprise, but said he is excited to take on the role. The president and I have a good relationship. We talk all the time anyway. I wasn't, but to be quite honest with you, expecting the call today, but it's super exciting. He said his focus as DHS secretary would be to keep the homeland secure. Nothing is going to prevent me from doing my job, he continued. I'm going to enforce the policies and the laws that the Congress has passed, and we're going to protect the homeland. So there's more to this, but I think Markwayne Mullin, the ex-MMA fighter and congressman, he's been in the Senate for 3 years. He's fully experienced on what it takes to be a congressman and a successful person outside of Congress. So he should be good. He should be good at the job that he's going to be appointed for. I believe he's on the Homeland Security Committee as it already is. So he should, as long as the Democrats, because he's attached to Trump, maybe they'll make it a little bit harder. But John Thune, I heard something else, right? And who said that? Was it Dan Bongino or was it Greg Allen? Graham Allen. I'm sorry. Who said that? It might have been Dan Bongino. I'm not sure. But okay, one of the two. They were talking about this stuff that's going on in Congress right now in the primary election and the deal about John Cornyn and Ken Paxton and the replacement of cabinet people. You get, look, so I don't get too far off path here. Listen to Graham Allen's show today and listen to Dan Bongino's show today. And it was really, really good because it found a way, like with chess and checkers. It was Graham Allen, and they were talking about the difference between playing chess and playing checkers, and how would the president get around to getting John Cornyn back into the Senate, and at the same time not disrespecting Ken Paxton, which would be the better candidate, but what could he do to make the situation better? So yesterday, yeah, it was Graham Allen's show that this came out in. Ken Paxton wrote something on X saying that he would step away from the uh, the runoff if John Thune would have the filibuster removed and the Save America Act passed, so that would solidify one of the pillars of President Trump's campaign promises about secure elections. And then he could, at that same time, that would free up Ken Paxton, and then that Pam Bondi could lead the Department of Justice, and the president could nominate Ken Paxton to be the U.S. Attorney General. That's how it went. And it was on the Graham Allen show this morning. All right? So go back and listen to that one. That was good. And that was a good show this morning, too. Sometimes Graham Allen, like, oh, great, here we go again. But no, that was a really good one. All right? Congratulations to Mark Lane Mullin, by the way. You're going to make a great cabinet secretary and improve your lot for the future after the administration's over. All right. The next thing is, if you like that, put an American flag in the, and since we're talking about Texans, put a Texas flag in the chat. All right. So the next is just one novice Republican. She's going to make an attempt to regain a seat in Western Michigan, in the 3rd congressional seat in the western side of Michigan. Her name is Terry DeBoer. Longtime West Michigan meteorologist Terry DeBoer is launching a run for Congress as a Republican, hoping to represent the state's 3rd congressional district in a campaign centered on border security, economic issues, and what she called restoring physical sanity in Washington. She said, "I'm an outsider." DeBoer told Fox News in her first interview since becoming a Republican candidate for Congress, running to unseat Congresswoman Hillary Scholten, a Democrat from Michigan, who has held the seat since 2023. I'm a West Michigan resident, and as an outsider, I believe that West Michigan is not blue. West Michigan is not red. West Michigan is all about solving the problems that we face, no matter who has those ideas, no matter what side of the aisle they happen to sit on. She spent 30 years in West Michigan TV, working at TV stations. I have no idea where those are. And in Fox Channel 17, and where she returned in 2024 after a brief break. Okay, so she's a journalist. She's a conservative. She's more of a moderate conservative, moderate Republican, but she's a Republican, and we need Republicans in Congress. So, like yesterday I was talking to one of the candidates from CD31 that lost the other day, and I asked him, how much is the fee to file for the U.S. House of Representatives? And he told me $3,000. I think that's the amount. $3,000 to run for Congress. That's out of your, man, that's like ripping my heart out money, right? Man, I've ran for city council. I've been a city councilman and on a board of trustees at a college, and there was no filing fees for those. And I can imagine what it would take, what my wife would say if I said, "Hey, I just spent $3,000 to run for Congress." Yeah, okay. We won't answer that one because, as Rob probably would say, he knows what Ann would do to me if I did something like that. All right. So the next is thanks for those Texas flag, Rob. All right. So the next is ex-MAGA influencers lose clout in election primaries, but Trump's still a difference maker. This was a really good article I read through earlier. This is from Just the News with John Solomon, right? And it is from March 5th, like 2 days ago. Former MAGA firebrands who once wielded clout among President Trump's base were watching their influence evaporate in Republican primaries Tuesday amid infighting, backlash, and shifting loyalties. In Tuesday's Republican primaries in Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas, the first of 2026 midterms, nearly every Trump-endorsed candidate won outright or advanced to a runoff amid a crowded fields. Thus far, there are only two exceptions among the dozens of candidates. Sid Miller, one of my friends, who was endorsed by the who was endorsed for Texas Commissioner of Agriculture, and Phil Berger of North Carolina State District 26, who trailed his challenger just by 2 votes. They lost. Now, if President Trump would have came out at least 2 weeks earlier and endorsed Sid Miller probably would have won. But the president endorsed Sid Miller last Friday when he was at Corpus Christi. Early voting was completely over with an exception of about 3 hours, right? And we had a massive a 60% Republican turnout in the of 60% of the votes for the primary were cast early in the Republican part of the primary. So there was no chance for anyone to go back there and change their ballot because they've already submitted it. So if the president would have endorsed Sid Miller earlier, he would have won. He would have won. But I don't know why he waited. Let's see. I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to talk about those ones. Yeah, I don't like this article. I read some of it, but yeah, he's commenting on these liberals, Keith and Kevin Hodge, Tucker Carlson. They're no longer Republicans, far from it. All right, and then he even comments on Nick Fuentes. They're talking about the war in Israel and stuff. He's a stupid racist. And Nick Fuentes is the David Duke replica. He just needs to go away. Someone needs to cut his mic cord so he can't transmit. Yeah. Trump backed nearly all U.S. GOP incumbents in running, and the vast majority prevailed outright or faced minimum opposition in safe or redrawn districts, including Nathaniel Morgan of the 1st District and August Pfluger of the 11th District, which is just to the west of Copper's Cove, right? And then, so this goes to tell you, if you support President Trump and you continually support President Trump, you will win. If you think you're better than President Trump and you don't want to listen to him and you take a wrecking ball to what the president is trying to do, you're going to lose. Your choice. You want to be a winner? or you want to watch from the dugout. Your choice. But and John Solomon is correct. If you support the president and you are loyal to the president, he will take care of you, and the chances are you will win your reelection bid or your primary if you're a newcomer, right? Um, some people didn't, and some people lost. All right. Uh, no more James. Okay. Uh, okay, it's 12:59. We're getting close to the end today. I only got a few more things here. Let's see. Let's do a quick poll, right? Oh yeah, did I tell y'all that Britney Spears got arrested yesterday for DUI? They suspect she had drugs and alcohol in her system when she got arrested. She refused a breathalyzer. That's why they arrested her. All right. Y'all want me to talk about Tellerico or Jasmine Crockett? Someone chime in. Let me know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to talk about Tellerico. All right, because Jasmine Crockett lost, and she's a has-been to society now. We don't have to worry about her for at least 2 years, right? Who's happy that? Who's happy if you are happy that Jasmine Crockett? Oh, neither. Oh, come on, Rob. What's up? Tellerico's a pastor. Birds of a feather flock together, right? All right. We're going to talk about Tellerico because Jasmine Crockett. If you're happy that Jasmine Crockett got beat and we don't have to hear from her again, give me a Texas flag in the chat because I think that's extraordinary because we don't have to worry about her reinventing the squad, and the world can find better uses the fake eyelashes and hair extensions and wigs. I'm gonna create a new nonprofit called Free Wigs Incorporated. All right, to get rid of her. Man, I'm glad she got beat. Her and her fake accent. Jasmine Crockett can drive. She can move back to St. Louis for all I care. She's a work of art. Did y'all know not my pastor makes me look bad? Yeah. If she walked in my church, the church is burned down. Let's put it like that. Or he would. All right. So this is from Tellerico. So don't throw stones at my house. God is non-binary. Texas Democrat nominee Tellerico's past remarks on abortion, race, and gender draw scrutiny. Okay? He actually said God is non-binary. Wow. All right. While running as a moderate with bipartisan appeal, Texas State Representative James Tellerico, who defeated Jasmine Crockett for the Democrat Senate nomination, has a history of making controversial statements on matters of religion, race, gender, and border security and beyond. With Tellerico in the national spotlight, man, he's got the same name as me. In the national spotlight, many commentators and strategists are resurfacing some of his past remarks. Among them is a 2021 video of Tellerico using the Texas all I see is he, him, etc. Oh, y'all are killing me. Let's see. When he was on the Texas House floor in Austin, opposing a bill to ban men from women's sports and claiming God is non-binary. God is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary, Tellerico said, adding, trans children are God's children made in God's image, in God's own image. Guess Mary was a trick. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're like 5 miles away from me there, Richard. A self-identified Presbyterian seminarian, Tallarico cast many. Oh man, I can barely read. I'm sorry. This is killing me, man. I'm a devout Christian. Oh man, I tell you, oh, you can see through people when they're telling you the wrong things. Rob, I need you here so you can read this for me. Uh, a self-identified Presbyterian seminarian, Tallarico cast many of his political stances in Christian and biblical language. However, while speaking on a January episode of the Ezra Klein Show, I've never heard of it. Tallarico appeared to equate Christianity with other religions, including Hinduism and Islam. Christianity ain't nothing close to Islam and Hinduism. I tell you that. I believe that Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Do I have to read this? Okay, take a deep breath, James. I'm reading someone else's words, not my words. I believe that Jesus Christ reveals that reality to us, but I also believe that other traditions reveal that reality in their own ways, with their own simple structures. And I've learned more about my tradition by learning more about Buddhism, Hinduism, and Islam and Judaism. And so I see these beautiful faith traditions and as circling the same truth about the universe and about the cosmos, he said. Despite his use of biblical language, Tallarico's stances on many core religious issues stand in stark contrast with most traditional Christian denominations. You think? I said neither. Okay. He was using the Bible to defend abortion and on his campaign website advocates codifying Roe versus Wade into national law. On an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience last year, Tallarico said the story of Jesus Christ's incarnation justifies his support for abortion. Oh my goodness. Just with that even if, okay, I would never vote for a Democrat. But reading that, if I was a Democrat, I would never vote for that Democrat just from what he just said right there. Him being a Presbyterian minister and saying that is unacceptable. That is on course with blasphemy. Oh, okay. I say all this in context of abortion because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asked Mary's consent. So to me, you're blessed for all women. Okay. That is, oh, wow. Y'all are getting cruel there on the chat. Okay. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of the most central stories of creation has done with consent. You cannot force someone to create. So that's how I come down on that side of the issue. Okay. I'm done with Mr. Tallarico. Oh my goodness, man. But I'm putting this one aside because I need ammunition in the future about this guy. Just have one of, man. Okay, I'm going to read one more paragraph from him real quick. Our trans community needs abortion care too. I didn't know trans people could get pregnant because they can't. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day at the state capitol, and you better believe I'll be giving sermons on that too. He said, continuing, so when I use the word woman, it should not be understood as an exhaustive lens through which we understand, examine, and interrogate patriarchy, similar to how we specify anti black racism. In a series of 2020 tweets, Tallarico referred to racism as a virus spread by all white people, regardless of whether they exhibit it as symptoms. Wow. White skin gives me and every white American immunity from the virus, but we spread it wherever we go through our words, our actions, and our symptoms. Man, I sound like Nick Fuentes right now. We don't care. We don't have to be showing symptoms like a white hood or Confederate flag to be contagious. He wrote, adding, the only cure is diagnosing the virus within ourselves and taking dramatic actions to contain the spread. The first small step in proclaiming loudly and unequivocally that hashtag Black Lives Matter. Oh my goodness, man. He is from Round Rock, Texas. My sister used to live in Round Rock, Texas, and she doesn't talk nothing like this. So I have no clue how he developed his mindset, philosophy, and whatever else BS that he possesses inside of his being. But I guarantee you, he is, oh man, y'all are blowing up. He needs to go back to seminary. He might burn down a seminary when he crosses under the archway to go inside the door. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, let me put my glasses back on. What time do we got here? We're after 1 o'clock. Man, I almost got through everything. Okay, so quickly. There was, and we won't talk about Jasmine. Jasmine is a figment of our imagination. She's going into the trash heap of history. Bye-bye, Jasmine. In Virginia, early voting today, this will set Rob off also. I almost went, but chose Navy wasn't traditional. Okay. So this will set Rob off also. They started early voting. They started early voting in Virginia for their redistricting plan, and they're trying to redistrict a bunch of Republicans out of office. An unconstitutional ballot measure that should have been seen by a federal judge so he could be thrown out. But early voting started today, and a month and a half later, they'll have the election day on April 21st. Like in Texas, we get 10 days, I believe, right? 2 weeks of early voting, and we're done. In Virginia, they get a month and a half of early voting so they can, I guess, put up new ballots and mark them the way they want. But they have a deceptive ballot measure to reinstitute fair congressional seats in the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, which is a crock. Because if you look at the new map, they got these little elongated congressional districts, like they're sucking all the Democrat votes throughout Fairfax and Arlington, and then bringing the districts as far south as they can, so they can overwhelm the Republicans in those southern parts of the states and stuff, so they can truly gerrymander the Commonwealth the Democratic People's Republic of Virginia, and change the makeup of the congressional makeup in their state. The problem is, back in 2020, they passed a constitutional amendment to the Virginia Constitution that creates a nonpartisan redistricting commission to meet the second year after the census, with one Democrat, one Republican, and an outsider or something like that, and they develop all the maps and then get them submitted, and that's how the new congressional seats look like. They are going to temporarily overrule that commission maps that were instituted just so they can redraw the congressional boundaries up to 2032 when the new maps will be reestablished. Lie, cheat, and steal. That's why I look at it. Lie, cheat, and steal. That's what Democrats do. There was a poll that came out. I didn't print it, trying to save paper, that showed that right now, as of this poll, I didn't name the poll. I should have looked it up. But 52% of the people that were polled oppose the redistricting. So there may be a little bit of silver lining in this redistricting measure. But if they took the poll in the southern part of the state, they're going to get a different matrix than they will from the north part of the state. But if you look at the new maps, you'll see what I'm saying. Most of the congressional districts start in the Fairfax, Arlington area, and they branch their stuff down. All right. But okay, so and then runoff here in Texas is the 26th of May. I'm way over time. How many people I still got on here? I got 18 people. That's what it says on there. Wow. Okay. All right. So we're going to carry over until Monday. All right. I got stuff to do. I'm going to try out a new tool I just bought the other day to cut down some trees in my backyard. Hopefully I don't come up Monday looking with missing a couple of digits and stuff. All right. Or a foot. All right. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Rob, and whoever else was in the chat with us. That was a long chat line, man. Oh, hey, if you're not already involved in doing the chat, y'all need to, because it is fun and got entertaining. Just listening to us, you got to see. Do mine, please. Oh, see, Rob still's at it. All right. So yeah, hey, thanks a lot. If you're looking for me on my socials, you can find me, man. This was a fun podcast. On X at James Pierce Jr. On Facebook, I'm at James A. Pierce Jr. I'm on ScrewTube at the JP8 Report 67. I'm on True Social at James A. Pierce. And you can send me an email at jp8report@gmail.com. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Like the podcast. Follow the podcast. Click that follow button and follow us, please. All right. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday morning on the morning brief, JP's morning brief at 6:30 a.m. Central. And then the JPA report will be at noon Central. All right. Thank you all very much. This is James Pierce with the JPA report. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I'm out.